Another night of heavy rain in the upper North Island, what your rights are if you've been affected by flooding, and why the lowering of the voting age could be back on the cards. Ata Maria, I'm Sheree Kinnear, and these are the latest New Zealand Herald headlines. It's been another night of heavy rain as a potentially highly damaging rainmaker sits over the upper North Island, bringing yet more rainfall to already sodden areas. Red heavy rain warnings have been lifted in Northland but remain in place for much of northern Auckland, like here in Warkworth, the Coromandel Peninsula and the Western Bay of Plenty. Orange heavy rain warnings remain in effect for the rest of Auckland, Great Barrier Island, Eastern Bay of Plenty and the northern Gisborne district. Northland and Auckland remain in a state of emergency with a number of road closures and power outages. Surface flooding is being reported on Auckland's southern motorway this morning, and two state highways north of the city have closed. Fire and Emergency Auckland Response Manager Ken Cooper urged motorists to take care while driving on flooded roads.
There's a high likelihood of fallen trees and debris, for example. There is some surface floodwater. People don't know how deep it is, and so keep out of it and don't put yourself at risk.
At Auckland Airport, travellers are being urged to be patient as airlines continue to play catch-up. Passengers are being asked not to get to the airport too early to avoid creating congestion. They're also being warned to prepare for a slower check-in process as check-in desks and scales have been damaged in the floods. Meanwhile, Consumer NZ wants Kiwis to know their rights if they're affected by flooding. The watchdog says renters whose homes have been left uninhabitable are allowed to cancel their tenancy agreements. They say renters whose homes are partially damaged may be able to negotiate rent reductions with their landlords. Meanwhile, Chief Executive John Duffy says those who have tickets to concerts or festivals will be entitled to refunds if the events are cancelled.
We've already seen some of those major events such as Elton John and the Laneway Festival. The organisers have been very proactive, saying yes, we are processing refunds.
In other headlines, a lowering of the voting age could be more likely under the new local government minister. Karen McAnulty is taking over the role from the embattled Nanaia Mahuta. The Make It 16 campaign has been urging the government to lower the voting age to 16 after the Supreme Court ruled the current voting age was inconsistent with the Bill of Rights. They say McAnulty has previously supported a lower voting age, which is a positive sign. And we should learn more later this month about the new Royal Commission of Inquiry into the COVID-19 response. The inquiry is expected to cost about $15 million. Inquiry Chairman Tony Blakely says he expects to make an announcement by the end of this month on how the inquiry will proceed. And those are the latest New Zealand Herald headlines. For more stories and to stay up to date, head to nzherald.co.nz. Kia pai te rā. Thanks for checking out our YouTube channel. To stay up to date with all the latest news from the New Zealand Herald, click the subscribe button below or check out one of the videos here, and head over to nzherald.co.nz for more details on these stories and more.